Scott with sjwellfire.com, Final Days Report, episode 171, Truthers That Will Enslave You. We did an early days podcast of New Age truthers that really give a lot of great information. 99%, let's say, is correct. The 1%, though, is a soul trap. This world's a test. It's a test to save your soul. I've quoted a lot of the New Age truthers that are into like Christ consciousness and stuff. I'm not even talking about that today. This is about the announcement from so-called truthers of this new economic system, this digital currency brought to you by quantum computers. And it just so happened the establishment, the Federal Reserve Bank, Mastercard, are talking quantum computing systems as well. Folks, this is the artificial intelligence, GPS, everything's tracked on the blockchain system, and you're getting played by truthers that are on tour. They have prominent platforms. Witness, my friend. So this is going to be an absolute deep one. Let's get into it. So I follow this channel, Revelation Wars, and I thought this was a really insightful slide. And again, if you follow my channel, I have warned about Trump. Trump gave us the operating system, the poison poke that is really SEAL 1 opening, this bio weapon that then primes the beast system, the final beast system that Daniel talked about, the fourth beast system. The elite call it the fourth industrial revolution. The Bible calls it the last or fourth beast system. That is iron, graphene, oxide, mixed, and clay. It's this transhumanism AI hive mind system that steals your soul. No more free will. But I also warned, or just said, I never really saw Q. And a lot of podcasters I like and follow, some of them are great journalists, really were heavy up on Q. I just turned it off because Q is really confusing. And God is not the author of confusion. God does not work in riddles. And again, my great-grandfather was a Baptist preacher, and I suppose he was a pretty decent businessman. And he was put on a train during Lenin to Siberia, never to be heard from again. And so I researched the Bolshevik Revolution of Russia, and sure enough, they had a Q-type movement where they basically said, don't do anything, just sit back, we've got this under control. It just reminded me of Q. So Q never passed the sniff test to me, and it still doesn't, because I heard it's coming back. And then Elon Musk has the same agenda as Klaus Schwab. But I like what Revelation Wars did here, and I don't 100% agree with all his content, but you've got the dark and the light. Lucifer has the dark side, the cabal, the evil leaders, universal basic income, central bank digital currency, vaccine the damage. But then there's this light, med beds, this false light, this great awakening, this universal wealth income. And the one I want to focus on is this QFS, this quantum financial system being pushed by so-called truthers. Because the content in the white papers of this quantum financial system replicates the central bank digital currency quantum system. And Mastercard, we're going to get into it. It's the same copy. We're just getting played. It's the same it's the different wings, the left and the right, wings of the bird. But it's the same bird, my friends. So don't be fooled. This is brought to you by Lucifer. Talking about the foundation of this quantum computer. This is interesting. This is off Mastercard's own website. 6 reasons we need to start thinking about quantum computing now. So Mastercard is pushing quantum computers. And again, we did the podcast D-Wave, which is a quantum computer, joins Mastercard. This is beast technology, and Mastercard, again, is testing pay with your face, pay with your hand. And if you take the mark of the beast, your soul is destroyed. Revelation 13, 16, 17, King James Version. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And looking at some of the Luciferase technology, where they say it's on you, it really pokes in you. So I say don't take anything in or on your right hand or forehead. So Mastercard's pushing this quantum technology. So here's where it gets even more strange. The creator of D-Wave, right, who partnered with Mastercard. Let's go on and read. Quantum computer artificial intelligence is the altar of an alien god. The alien god is Lucifer. The science, these are my words, is bringing about the Antichrist system. Another quote from TED Talk 2005. Quantum computation will be the first technology that allows useful tasks to perform in collaboration between parallel universes. What? This is AI demonic It's demonic. And again, 90% of countries are for central bank digital currencies and actually reviewing them. Final Days Report, episode 124. And this is artificial intelligence driven, AI driven, quantum computer driven. This is the Beast Tech Final Days system of transhumanism, where you're going to be the currency. And so Mastercard, your master that actually is working with quantum computing technology to pay with your face, pay with your hand, the whole mark of the beast technology. Here's where it gets interesting. Charlie Ward, he's a truther, so-called truther with the Q movement. And again, I've never followed the Q movement. It just rubbed me the wrong way early days because the Lord is not the author of confusion. And there are some podcasters and actually some pastors that I respect that actually really were caught up in the Q movement. I just never passed the sniff test to me. But let's read. Charlie Ward, so this truther, he's on tour with a lot of the so-called truthers. Quantum financial system goes live, he said on stage. U.S. gold-backed currency update. Deep state, the deep state and cabal now only have paper. Official spokesperson for the QFS makes stunning statements on stage. So that's interesting. Only have paper. I'm assuming that's cash paper. And the beast system wants to get rid of paper. They want to get rid of cash because we're going to play Augustin Carstens from the central bank where he's smirking. And we've played him before. He was like, we cannot track cash. We cannot make the rules. But this central bank digital currency with AI, with technocracy, where everything is tracked and everything is tracked with Charlie Ward's quantum financial system as well. I mean, this is the blockchain where you are chained. This is beast technology, in my personal opinion. Let's play this.
The difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
They can control where you can spend it. I mean, it's evil. It's a voucher. It's not even a currency. And there's an interesting article, Philadelphia Fed.org, the Federal Reserve Bank, economy, spooky science, quantum computing, the Fed and the future. So Mastercard, the Fed, the central banks, they want these digital currencies. So will this so-called quantum financial system backed by gold, it sounds like the same playbook as what Mastercard's talking about, as different white papers that we'll cover are talking about, and then the so-called Truth Q movement are talking about. Sounds to me like wings of the same bird. Maybe not initially, but it'll get there. And some even wonder if this is true. I'm not sure, but we're getting primed to accept this. We're getting primed for this false light. All right, again, Charlie Ward, Q guy, so-called truther, quantum financial system goes live. He's really at the forefront as, I guess, a spokesperson for this quantum financial system. It goes live. U.S. gold-backed currency update. Deep state and the cabal now only have paper, assuming that's cash, which can't be tracked. Official spokesperson for the QFS makes stunning statements on stage. So he's part of this whole truth movement, so-called. I'll play this video, and some shocking things is that you're going to hear the words quantum consciousness, that's computer consciousness. This is the AI hive mind. This is that you lose your free will, this beast tech. Now, they go on to say some good things about don't take the poison poke. I'll give them that. But the system that they're rolling out has multiple trackers, multiple things for like voting. And then it just gets weird, becoming galactic citizens. It screams to me UFO deception and or commerce with fallen angels, Nephilim, right? If you really understand your Bible, I do think Nephilim and fallen angels are here. But this whole galactic citizen bit, good night, my friends, my flat earth friends are scratching their head right now. Then they go on to say 150 miles of gold with the Vatican and Israel. I'm wondering there if they said the white hats took that gold. I didn't hear that within this video, but I'm assuming that's where these are the white hats. And then Leanna is a channeler, right? She is a channeler. It's self-admitted here. And then Charlie goes on to say, all religions coming together. This is that one world religion right out of the pit of hell. because Charlie, I've heard, talks a lot about Jesus Christ, but there's only one way to heaven, Charlie. So is Charlie even saved? I don't know. Again, I've never watched the Q movement. If I've maybe seen 5 minutes of Charlie, he's a very likable guy. I'm sure he says a lot of truth. So did the Q movement. Some of the videos I've done just really hacking that up. And it reminds me of Trump, Elon Musk, and Kanye West. Don't fall for this fake right left good versus bad paradigm. And it goes back to that original slide we have, this false light, have discernment, test everything through the Bible. Let's play this. This is just absolutely wild. I have to move it up a little bit.
And I hope you enjoy. And I said, okay. And it turns out I know 3 people involved in it, and I've known them for years, which was a bit of a shock. That they knew about me and what I was doing, but I had no idea that they were working on the inside.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where this started. And then one of them said to me, right, we would like you to be on this side, and we'd like you to be our communications. We'd like you to put out, and they give me certain things I can and can't say. And I try and I'm just trying to get people moreover to wake up to the fact that we're moving into a different system, but gradually and almost like baby steps. And what you're doing here is opening up with complete clarity where we're going to. And this is quite important now that people have woken up to the fact that we're changing. Well, some people have, some people have gone from being asleep to being in a coma, but
you know, one reason why I never trusted Q as well, I've given the testimony how my great-grandfather was a Baptist pastor in Russia and sent to Siberia by Lenin. And so I researched the Bolshevik takeover of Russia pretty much at length. And it was just interesting. The Q movement reminded me of the movement that they had in Russia, where they said, don't worry, we're fighting this whole system. They played both sides. So people weren't praying for wisdom and what do they need to do to actually stop the corruption. So I never bought into it. And again, the Lord is not the author of confusion and riddles.
for those that have woken up.
Well, that's because of the vaccines.
Yeah, that probably is. Yeah.
I'll give him
It's
credit
amazing
here.
what a little prick in your bottom will do to you.
Maybe it's a big brick. Who knows? No.
Oh, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Come on, Ron.
Well, I was just before we started on that, I was you're giving me some inside information that I have not been aware of, Charlie.
Yep.
My understanding is that 150 miles of gold in the tunnel between the Vatican and Israel
Yep.
is being reprocessed, like you were saying,
Mhm.
and is going to be it's going to be gold that's gold backing the currencies within the quantum financial system. It wasn't just sold or given to somebody else.
No.
It's being used for the right purposes.
Correct.
And I think that that's just wonderful.
Yep.
So now I don't follow Charlie, but was this gold confiscated from the Vatican in Israel, or is the Vatican just handing this over for this one world government? And we have a lot of podcasts on the Catholic Church. I grew up Catholic, and some of the wickedness there with the Pope. I mean, all you have to do is look at the symbolism of the Vatican, and it's Luciferian at its core. I don't know.
I was going to talk about the quantum financial system
Yeah.
as being a program or an application that's on the quantum consciousness that we're calling a computer.
Yep.
And there's a number
Quantum consciousness that we're calling a computer. That just screams AI, transhumanism, technocracy, this fourth beast system rising. That is iron, graphene oxide, mix, and clay. We're being primed here on the so-called good guys. And this guy right here is speaking with a lot of prominent truthers.
of those things. There's the financial system, the voting, the education, the internet, the intergalactic internet. There's both of those that are available. We are becoming galactic citizens and taking our role in the galaxy.
Mhm.
And that quantum consciousness we tune into that, and that's our galactic internet. And so we can, we'll be able to have commerce with those in the galaxies. And from my understanding also,
We'll be able to have commerce with the fallen angels and Nephilim.
that the quantum financial system will be, because it's gold backed, it has currency that will be used in intergalactic commerce.
Correct.
For the whole galaxy. And so that's why it has to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that other countries have, or other planets or whatever, have this much gold, but apparently we do. And it's going to be the gold backing for all of the commerce throughout instead of having to, you've got a problem with commodities. You got to transfer it to where you're going to go. Now you barter and then transfer, you carry it around to see who wants your commodity. No, you can put it in your storehouses and then use it and then they'll have the anti-gravity machines that will transport it to wherever it needs to go. It's all in place.
Yep.
And we're just coming to around the corner and starting to see it.
Yep.
So that's my understanding of the quantum financial system and
Yep.
where it's going to be going. The one of the most important things is understanding the quantum consciousness that we call a quantum computer.
Yeah.
And that's where Lena comes in.
What does that even mean?
I've never heard anybody like her.
Nor me.
And
At
it's
such high speed too.
It's brilliant.
no, we just have to not let her have coffee in the morning so she can slow down for us.
I've never touched caffeine. Can you imagine if I did? Excuse me.
But she's a breath of fresh air because of her abilities, and she does meditations and channelings for people, and I've never heard anybody that's as connected as
She's a channeler.
she is. I'm very impressed with her. So
I think this is very important for us to understand that when, this, for me, this was very, very new to talk to people who are connected.
Dealing with unfamiliar spirits.
Who have abilities way outside of my own abilities. And I've been incredibly impressed by the amount of people I've met. And you've blown me away, Lena. I promise you, your way of delivering your message is absolutely beautiful. And it's very, very clear. And mine is like a primary school child, and yours is like a sixth former
No.
with a AAA, but
No. You just have a different mission.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I love the way you've described it because you have a clear understanding of it. Whereas me, I know I'm still learning about it. You had a journey where you've understood it. I understand it from a point of view of the deep state running the Federal Reserve and the cabal running the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
And all of the rubbish that went on with that and the printing of money just for fun for the Central European Bank, the Federal Reserve, the lot, and all of the corruption that went on. And now we're moving into a world full of clarity and honesty. And when we were talking about the gold earlier, Ron, I happen to know that there is nearly twice as much gold as we actually need.
Mhm.
It's unrecorded. Yes, there was plenty of it under the Vatican. There was plenty of it in other places as well, which I can't go into because for certain reasons, but there is so much around. But you're absolutely right. It's all being processed. And every single country 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, actually signed up to this. They signed up to Jasara. 104, 106 countries. I forget what it was now.
109.
100, yeah. And
I thought it was 209.
or 200.
Oh, sorry, 209.
It's
Correct.
including all of it's not just countries, it's countries and territories.
Territories.
Yeah. And you know which one was one of the first ones?
That's a baited question. With that smile on your face.
Oh, that's true.
Iran and North
Yeah.
Korea.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We love those people. We just don't like their leaders. Well, now that Kim Jong-un is coming out of the closet, out from underneath the out from underneath the thumb of the old guys, then he's coming into his own as well. And what a privilege it is to see that.
Do you know what though? Like, Lena would get this, and so would you, Ron. The body language between him and Trump were like two naughty little schoolboys when they met.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, all this stuff about, oh, they hate each other and they want to kill each other, and my button's bigger than yours. The body language, they got on like a house on fire.
Oh yeah.
What fun.
Yeah.
They became really good buddies because they're on the same sheet of music. They're playing the same tune.
Exactly right.
Mhm.
And
Well,
I
I'll tell
learned
you. Go ahead. Sorry.
I learned this about a month ago, that Iran is actually very, very, very close to the alliance, but the mainstream media will never ever publish that, and the deep state don't want that to come out. They totally backed Donald Trump.
This sounds like a one world government alliance, 209 countries. I only think there are 220 countries.
That's good.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It
Well,
sounds
Charlie,
like,
go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say, it sounds like there's a lot of countries that are very close to becoming JASARA compliant, which is
Yep.
one of the main reasons or requirements for the RV to take place.
Correct. They've all agreed to it in principle,
Mhm.
and they've all signed it off. It now comes down to the deep state trying desperately to, they're in a death roll. They lost the war, but on the way out, they're kicking people on the way out.
No, but they're being locked up.
Yep.
Charlie, what I wanted to tell you, because I think you'll get a real kick out of this when you talk about the money. Remember in 1970 something when Nixon took us off? What year was that?
Yeah, 71.
71. That's what I thought. And do you realize what he did? He declared it's because I used to ask why it says "In God We Trust" on the back of a dollar bill, and it's got all this evil nonsense.
Yeah.
So when I was told to read the 10 Commandments, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt not have any other God before me. Which God does that money represent? So in 1971, this is why they called it a fiat. They declared a fiat is a decree. So they used the divine power and tools, because we have free will to use it for wherever we want. And they used those tools to declare a fiat that the currency, the current that flows through us, was owned and run by the satanic force, the Masonic. And that's why they call it a fiat. So every time you pass a dollar bill, you're honoring Moloch,
Wow.
which is Amen, which what does everybody say in the Catholic Church? Amen. They offer these great prayers up to Amen Ra. And then all that goes up, as you know, every city must have a cathedral, and they have the spire. So when you go in there and all that love and stuff comes out, it goes the Fibonacci code. If you look at everyone, it comes up to a spire and it generates it. And that's what calls the matrix. And that's why they had to burn down Notre Dame. They had to break the original and move it down. So I can't wait till the rest of them come down and all these monoliths and all this stuff, and people wake up and we just have free dominion again.
That'll be wonderful, won't it?
Yeah.
When you talk about that, it reminds me.
I think she just said she wants to burn down all the churches, the Catholic churches with the spirals. I didn't 100% follow that.
When I was in the Middle East in one of the palaces in the Majlis for Iftar, for the breaking of the fast, and there was Sunni and Shia, Christian, Jew, Muslim, all praying together. And I thought to myself then, this is beautiful when you've got all the different faiths in one place coming together, rather than all this division of Catholic and Protestant, Christian and Muslim, Sunni and Shia, and all the Indian different faiths and religions.
So I wanted to end there. Charlie's like, yeah, all these religions coming together. This is right out of the pit of hell. Multiple ways to heaven. Good night, my friends. We've covered that topic with this one world religion. This is right out of the Bible, this end time system. You cannot make this stuff up. And this guy's going around with the truth movement. Wow. We have these white hats. We have these white hats pushing this quantum financial system. And as I read the copy, this is from the white hat mouth, an article really promoting the white hats. It replicates what the black hats are doing. So let's read. The quantum financial system, QFS, is within the cross-border interbank payment system, CIPS, CHIPS. It's a virtual private network of artificial intelligence. Anytime you hear of artificial intelligence, AI, that's the keys, or that's the fourth beast system rising. Using QFS digital currency and providing pristine, clean movement of funds with absolute integrity from the originating account to the destination account. The QFS covers the new global network for transfer of asset-backed funds. Global. This is the one world global system. The QFS is advocated in the Gold Treaty. 20 years ago, we were told the exchange wouldn't take place until securities were gold-backed and the transactions are safe. The QFS is completely independent of the current central banking system and makes all of other transfer systems obsolete. So that's kind of the hook for the truth movement. Hey, we're getting rid of the central bankers. But the central bankers are working on the central bank digital coins. QFS currency is not crypto. It's a system based on asset-backed digital currency, and it uses photonic technology capable of moving 3.5 trillion frames per second. It replaces the dynamic routing system with a true physical GPS authenticator. It replaces the dynamic routing system with a true physical GPS authentication between the sender and receiver, providing unbreakable security. GPS tracking everything you do. The AI that controls the QFS controls both independent transfers and global network. The AI program will handle instant settlements in real time in seconds. Beast tech. Let's continue. It's operational. This is what the white hats are saying. But we're currently transitioning from one system to another. It will assign an individual number to each fiat dollar in every bank account around the world. Oh, goody. The digital numbers are monitored in real time. Oh, goody. Real time, omnipresent Luciferian system. The sovereign currency of the Republic of the U.S. is the USN, United States note, as noted in the Gold Treaty. The AI will recognize adaptation and evolve over time to create appropriate banking responses. That to me is the tracking you, all these trackers. There will be 100 million coins issued in gold and 100 million coins issued in silver with no more ever to be minted. So that is the play that the white hats are saying is against the central bank just mindless printing. Each CHIPS coin has a virtual counterpart. There's a live coin as well as a duplicate in the system to keep track of it at all times. This is a tracking system, and soon you'll be part of the coin with that Microsoft 060606 patent. Each coin has a barcode for ownership and a GPS tracking code on it. This GPS is crazy. Now you understand why the Starlink has to go up? The QFS currency is comprised of based 3 compliant gold-backed coins. Under the U.S. system, it's called the GSM gold-silver measure. There will always be transparency and a pristine, clean integrity to all transactions. Unbelievable. Just like that central banker video that we played, we'll know every place you spend your money. In cash, we cannot track, and we will set the rules. That's what the system is. The truther, so-called, at 30 minutes, he goes into the exchange instructions. The exchange won't go live until the codes for the new asset-backed currency are activated. The QFS ends corruption. How does it end corruption? Covers transfer of the world's asset-backed funds and works via GPS satellite protected by the United States Space Force. Hilarious that Trump put in. My flat earth friends are like, there's no such thing as space. QFS headquarters are in the Las Vegas, Nevada, with 3 large military bases protecting the area. All currencies will reset at the same time and no fiat will exist. Pretty funny. So I found a different article. I'm just going to highlight one part of it. As part of this system, you can track all of your tangible assets, such as gold, oil, and others, instead of paper money, which will have little systematic value. But again, paper money they want to get rid of because they can't track it. This is Mark of the Beast tech, and they're going to track all of your tangible assets. This is a technocracy takedown. And again, our book, Seal 1 is open, The Keys for the Fourth Beast Kingdom Rising. That's iron, graphene, oxide, mix, and clay. This is right out of the Bible. That's what makes the Bible so impressive.